start recording. Actually, I can showcase. Is there a thumbnail for the cups?
If you click on one of the cups, it's literally like a chalice. It opens up the full list I compiled with all the hints.
Oh my god. Oh my good god.
What in the hell?
That list is approximately how long Reed's patience is.
It was like
About
15 to 30 minutes of the session.
It was a solid half an hour.
I
of
couldn't
just
believe
cup
when I was
after cup
like
after cup.
looking through the edit. I'm like, how are they sitting here through this? And the problem was nobody was with him. So he was just unmanageable. There was no Anfirth to reel his fucking nutto sister in to be like, hey, Faith, that's enough. Faith with her little book, just come on, give me more.
Oh, Faith, you mean the one who works at a library and balances her father's budget?
Yeah, yeah.
Fucking nerd. That one.
Yep. So you now have, as they all said, what's the stone quest in Skyrim?
The Stones of Baranzaya.
The Stones of Baranzaya is now enacted. This dumb shit will never go away now. This campaign will far end before you guys find all the cups.
No, that's like end game session. We just find all the cups.
It's not one session.
Oh no!
You're saying at level 20 we're not just gonna be able to just do it?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. Some of those fucking places on there.
I'm sorry,
There's
does
a
one say
problem.
the delve?
Some of them, there's
one's
a
the
Yeah,
delve.
that
Yeah,
one.
good luck.
Okay,
Yeah,
well,
what
all of them
what
but
is
the
the-
delve.
one is straight up the end of a delve and it grants you a wish.
Which is hilarious.
Like, I don't think we're fighting that at level 12.
The wish be, please get me out of here.
Yeah. That's
I
the
wish
way
I
how those
could
things
leave.
go, yeah.
Ooh.
Well, by then you would be
You get to
probably
the
so
bottom.
mad.
You get to the bottom, and your wish is to destroy the delve.
Oh, no. There's got to be some genie rules to that shit.
I wish all this madness I just accumulated was gone.
No, can't do that, but I can make you fall in love. I can do that one.
I wish I fell in love with the madness.
There you go. Easy.
There it is.
Okay,
Wait, no.
we've been recording, so what happened last time?
Oh,
yeah.
Stuff.
Awkward.
The cops
So-
happened.
Yep.
we picked up. We were still in
That's it.
Holy World, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
It
We
was cups for
were
2.5
in the process
hours.
of. Yeah, honestly, it was great. We were in the process of rendezvousing with the party and tying up odds and ends and deciding what we were going to do. You know, getting the last bits of shopping done, picking up side quests from vendors, that kind of thing. Anfirth and I went and visited my family, and my wife is very spiteful but hopeful that
Spiteful?
maybe one day,
Interesting
I think
interpretation.
rightfully
Okay. Okay.
spiteful.
She's
Zach
a little testy.
Zach as person can see that. Matthias, I don't know.
Okay. All right. Just making sure. The whole abandonment single mom thing. I don't know. Seems
fine
like a
so far.
justifiable. Way
I
to
mean,
be
she's
pissed off.
handled it.
Guy.
So we went to the Frostborn
Right,
Temple,
well, that
checked in
one.
with the family. After that, Show Ritual casted a bunch of spells. He has a simulacrum now. There are a bunch of other things that have happened too.
Yeah.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, that is important. Show did show up with a copy of himself. So,
Yeah.
and Firth probably
That's
would have had a comment about that.
It's
But
pretty large.
So far,
yeah.
maybe he was just like,
That's it.
I'm gonna
Yeah.
wait on that one.
The simulacrum's name is Tell, so it's Show and Tell.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I knew I liked playing with this group. Yeah, never gonna do that again. Miss this.
After being unsuccessful with her first vendor, she talked with Ganu, who had more success with his vendor.
And
But-
gave her a dope robe.
Yeah, she has the robe of the Magi now. She's very powerful. She also went to Zerial, the White Dragon, I believe.
No,
It's
Sapphire.
like iridescent
Sapphire.
dragon.
Okay,
Crystal
excuse me.
Sapphire, yep.
I
Yeah.
think that's on the spectrum. She was a shopkeep who was a hoarder of all kinds of resources for components. She was desperately trying to find the component she needs for the True Sight spell. And it seems like all the vendors are telling her to go to Zerial because she's the one that has it. But what they neglected to mention was that Zerial only trades in cups. She obsesses over cups and has knowledge of every cup in the world.
She does.
Full stop.
And she
knows all of them.
obsessively wants every one of them.
Yeah.
At least one copy of every one of them.
Not just the good ones.
All
yeah,
of them.
yeah, not just the good ones.
We talked about how she has multiple covers of just standard shopkeepers' cups.
Yep.
There is blackouts on cups leaving taverns anywhere near her house of residence or castle of residence.
Taverns quake in fear.
Yep. Supply
Let's
chain
see.
issues for days.
So that we got well over 50, I would say.
No, it was
Points of
30
interest.
exactly.
30 exactly.
Oh, it was 30 exactly. Excuse me.
That's
It was
exactly my
just 50
patience.
because my memory clocked out after like 15. Let's see. After we rendezvoused back at the tavern, we did a lot of scrying and sending to try and rendezvous with our. I need to stop saying that word. I've said it like 4 times. Now I'm in my head about it. We've been in contact with several of our allies. We learned that Otto is alive after a failed scrying attempt. We learned that Autumn is okay. She's not happy.
Relatively.
Yeah, she's not happy at all. She's still in Gloomhaven. She was miserable in her fancy clothes, sitting at a fancy table. We learned that Ashen Brock is operating near a forest somewhere. He is abreast of the situation with the burning, not the burning forest, but the forest that Ganu's tribe is from. That is currently under attack. The Ethereum, is it the Ethereum forest?
Ethereum.
Okay, thank you for letting me know.
I don't know where the team is.
Also,
Mhm.
we have these neat little pets now. There was a particular shopkeep that traded in these small, like not quite astral, not quite spectral, really interesting and unique small draconic pets named Kami, of which I bought one and Ganu has bought one so far. They specialize in finding specific things or bringing good fortune to specific areas. Like I bought one that will bring about copper, and Ganu bought one that will bring about experiences, like new experiences.
Sounds about right, yeah.
Exciting
Thrill.
choices.
Thrill.
That's what it was, yeah.
Thrill.
Exciting choices and fun and thrill and adventure, all of the above.
Yeah.
Yep.
After we concluded our business with that merchant, actually, no, there was another thing that happened there. Taru, we got to spend a lot of time with. We kind of, we learned a little bit about his recurring nightmare and how he witnesses violence and madness creatures and all kinds of awful things, and how he's just like the sweetest little boy, but he has these horrible nightmares. And he went to the shop with us, the shop of the Kami. I don't remember that shop's name, but he went there with us because there was one Kami in particular that seemed to be afflicted, that was acting very erratically until Taru approached it. When Taru approached it, it seemed to calm down, but it gave Taru flashes, lucid living, waking nightmares of his recurring dream. We don't fully understand what's happening with that, but we don't dare put our sweet, sweet boy in danger, so we just let him go about his life in Halali World while we are about to head to the another dragon who hoards trees. And is the one who is in charge of transportation through trees from groups like ourselves in and out of Halali World.
And you have to give them a seed back. That's how you guys got passage, as long as you bring back a seedling from wherever you go.
Bring back a sapling.
Yep. Okay. You guys find yourself home Ganu. In the Ethereum forest, as you walk through the trees, the familiarity of these tropical palms, the forest around you, the rainforest floor, the animals that you're so used to seeing, monkeys and lemurs. Do lemurs? Yeah, I think they are in there. Jumping from top branch to top branch. You see colorful birds like toucans fluttering by as you all take a moment to see the world that Ganu lives in. And it's not too hard to understand his optimism when this looks like a Garden of Eden, a world untouched by the dregs of society and civilization that you all too often see in these major cities. And as you all are taking this moment, you get to smell the freshness of the soil. A little ways in front of you see a tree splinter and shatter as it explodes with a thunderous sound. As you see this rock elemental going up and pummeling down a gorilla, and the gorilla goes limp onto the ground, and the elemental is aided by these strange looking like monsters that are sort of dragging themselves side to side, as you then see I would say a eagle fly in and start fighting one of them, and two I'd say I'll go with giant rats for the other two as they're biting into this scene unfolding in front of you. It is quite the chaos that you are not used to, Ganu, as this confrontation is expanding out, and as quick as it started, it ends with the two going their separate ways. The elemental retreating with these creatures back into the forest, fading into the thicket of the tropicals, bushes and flora all around, as then you see the giant rats wild shape into two Goliaths that go over to the downed gorilla, and the eagle wild shapes down, and they all seem to be trying to see and check on this gorilla that was knocked down.
Just an FYI, everybody's got 11 temp HP from the long rests we've had.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I already have it down. Am I able to recognize any of these Goliath from here?
Yeah, you know everybody in your tribe,
Yes, okay.
so
Well,
you recognize all of them.
That's good. That's good. That's
I
good.
just want to make sure they're from my tribe. I don't know
Yes,
what's going on.
yes.
Oh, then I'll
Panic
go over.
wells within you as you know the gravity of what you've just seen, but your friends do not know. And you would feel compelled to rush over to do anything you can to help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, rush over.
Right?
Before he rushes over,
Yes.
or like Annaford starts saying, "So is it not? Oh nope, he's gone." I was gonna ask him if it's common, but I guess we'll find out.
I'm gonna guess no.
It doesn't seem like it.
We should probably go help them.
Yeah,
But
follow,
if he's
follow
running
along.
over, then yeah.
As you rush over Ganu, the world starts to dissipate around as the gorilla, you can see, has two elemental rocks stabbed right through his chest and is just bleeding. And you see his form itself trying to wild shape, and he can't unwild shape.
Well,
It's not good.
I
What would you like to
Will.
do?
rush over
Mm-hmm.
and say, "Friends, let me."
You're gonna put him out of his misery. Let's go.
And I chop off his head.
Ah, you guys didn't understand. Games Tribe's fucked. That's what you didn't know. Yeah, cracking.
He said, "Allow me."
Using the reflection blade so it's even more gruesome because you chop his head off and then his body just explodes a second later.
Doom style. Let's go.
Chops off his head, walks away, and while I'm walking away, the body explodes.
Gross.
New music.
I put on sunglasses. Okay, and I will. Let's see. I'm going to attempt to remove the elemental rock pieces
Yes.
and then heal him.
All right. Let's see how this goes.
Careful you don't nick any arteries. Those are in pretty bad spots. I'm gonna give you a bardic inspiration.
Okay.
Okay. How are you removing these?
Well, I will, as Matthias suggested, being very careful not to nick anything on the way out.
Yes.
Just pulling it out myself.
Okay.
But ready with a healing spell like immediately. So even if I do nick something, I can heal it right away.
Okay. Go ahead and make a strength check then. From the sounds of it.
Yeah.
Sounds like you're just pulling it out. It's really wedged in there. You guys hear the whimpers and moanings of this. This is not a normal-sized gorilla, and you can see all sorts of tattoos and markings all around it. Tribal like Ganus, not like the crazy sicko madness creatures you're so used to. Thank goodness. This is just the beautiful in the way it's put on this war paint of sorts. But you're seeing this power of a creature slowly going limp.
Nice.
Ganu's heart begins to race.
Strength.
The worry, yes, enters into his mind, creeping at the back. Fear of failure is not an option.
21.
21. As you remove the elemental shard, you are almost perfect in removing it, but you go a little too much strength, a little too hard with this, and you feel it crack in your hands, and I need everybody to give me a Constitution saving throw.
Ooh. Okay.
Good thing I picked up resilient.
27.
2.
13.
13?
Constitution.
Yeah.
18.
Okay.
Natural 20 for a 29.
Nice, the Shia kids.
Whoa.
Okay, so
Plus 9.
The Shia kid's going in strong.
God
yeah. So I
damn.
just gotta make a note now.
You want to save your concentration throws, don't you?
I'm never gonna lose focus again, motherfucker. I gotta make
Oh, yep.
saves for the other three.
Definitely at the level where resilient starts to kick in hard.
Oh, it does. And I still failed.
Okay, and then we had. Okay, just getting this clear. So, Ganu, Sho, and Matthias, all of you guys sneeze.
Say sneeze?
Yeah, you sneeze. That's it.
Is it a normal sneeze?
It hurts. You feel it in your lungs.
Okay.
The burning, tingling sensation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's not great.
Yeah. There's another.
Have I heard about the sensation? I felt it before.
Go ahead and
just
give
get-
me a history check. History check.
Wait, who sneezed?
You
15.
15.
Matthias, Ganu, and Show.
What'd you ask me again? I want to hear the phrasing again of the question.
I
you were asking.
asked
Yep.
if I had ever heard about these types of symptoms when sneezing.
These types of symptoms.
Yep.
Okay.
You have sneezed before.
I know it's I've sneezed in my life, but I've never sneezed and felt like this in my life. So I'm like, oh, that's kind of weird. Have I heard about it from any wary travelers, or just in passing, maybe in a book? I don't know, somewhere.
Ooh, I'd say you probably would have heard a little about this, but with that roll, it was so casual and passing in previous sessions, you can't nail down exactly where this.
Well, it's
might
a
have
funny
come from.
feeling.
No, more. You have more than but with
Okay.
15, you recall the conversation was definitely dealing with either damage, long-term damage to one's body, or even some sort of form of poison or disease is typically associated with those
Ugh.
type of symptoms.
That was a weird sneeze.
Did we just-
So there's
What
one
did we
more
just
still
inhale?
stuck in there. There is what you guys see now, 3 Goliaths around. 2 of them look a bit younger, and one has many wrinkles and scars that looks to Ganu. Of those, actually, the older one and one of the young ones sneezed as well. I keep track of that too. And one of them was able to shield their mouth. The one that leans down to you and onto your shoulder, Ganu, you recognize your uncle, Aurath. Aurath. I like the last name too. Apuna. 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 Aurath Apuna. Alliteration is my drug.
What was the last name spelled?
Apuna. We'll go with the chosen chosen surname. You all can do that potentially in your clan. I think that makes sense. That everybody defines their own lineage. They don't have to stake to their parents' names. You're going out there to seek the world, and so you're making your stake. You're making your legend.
I like it.
And he puts his hand on your shoulder, and not having seen your uncle in quite some time, he was the one that was in an eagle form during this exchange. You want to remove the next one? There was 2 elemental in there.
Ganu, I don't know how hurt you are, and I know you guys are mentioning the sneeze. I don't know if you want to expose yourself to that again. Or do you want to let me do it?
My hands are pretty steady. I could take a shot at it, especially if Faith, could you give me a hand with your wise eyes?
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
I just, always like some help. Okay. Is that okay with you, Ganu?
Sure.
Alright, I'm gonna
As Ganu backs up, the 2 look on with worried eyes.
I'm gonna try to direct Matthias by carefully inspecting how it's shifting as he tries to remove it, to just try and be like, all right, now this way.
Okay.
Gonna very, very delicately pull it out.
Pull out.
The shard?
Oh, okay. I thought you were about to tell me about a tool or some shit. Okay.
Oh no!
I was very
I mean,
confused. You were okay. You were waiting for me to
I
ask for the
pull
roll.
my thieves' tools.
Yeah,
out
Yeah, I
and
was very
check his
confused. I thought
anatomy.
you were doing something delicate instrument stuff here.
He
Okay.
unlocks
Yeah,
the
no.
shard and it just falls out.
I
Um,
delicately maneuver my hands in such a way where I can slowly pull at just delicate angles, like inch by inch, like very small adjustments, taking it out.
Give me a strength and sleight of hand check.
Strength and
The strength is going to
to
be a different DC based on what you're
Oh,
doing. It's not
no.
just straight raw power and what's
And
happening.
I'm trying to help him by kind of directing it.
So you are giving me the help action?
As he re-rolls again without getting an affirmation, you fucking piece of shit.
Doesn't
A
matter
confirmation, I
anyway.
mean.
Okay, so-
Serge, you're right. Serge is fucking right.
The strength was a 7, but the sleight of hand was a 35.
Yeah, I see the sleight of hand. So, funny enough, as you were moving this out, you can feel that you have the right touch to go on right here without this, like, even as soon as you touch it, it begins to brittle. And the longer it's staying in there, the more brittle, fragile it becomes. As in, it just wants to
It splits.
crack in your hands. But as you are sliding it out with your 35, I say you get it out some bits, and you notice if you continue the way you are, even though you're expertly removing this, it's too much. It's too much finesse. You're way overdoing this. It's gonna break again. But you can catch it with the sleight of hand. So you slow it down. We got it about halfway out now. You're like, okay, that wasn't quite the right mix here. That was, a little strength and way too much finesse for this delicate operation. Even Faith begins to see some of the things, like, as it's, like, coming out, there's jagged pieces, and they start to, like, rip a little off the rocks, and you're like, oh, shit, little puffs are coming out, and you're like, and you stop. Just, like, put that back so it doesn't rip open almost, like when the scab is coming off you, and little bits of blood's coming out a little bit, and you're like, I don't know about that.
It's brittle like bone. It wants to, like, crack off and splinter into his body. I can't continue to get it out without making things worse.
How is he looking?
Horrible. As longer you wait, the more he fades. There's probably...
I'm gonna say if it starts to
couple
look like he's
rounds.
losing consciousness, I'm just gonna be continuously casting Spare the Dying on him.
Good idea. Yeah, it's coming real soon. It's coming
Do
real
There-
soon.
you think it would be worth ripping it out now, or do you think that's? I mean, I don't
Is
know.
there a way? Is there a way that we could just, like, make just the object disappear?
I mean, yes. If you really want me to.
Um,
I will reach out, channel my kind of bluish aqua magic, and I will, like, slowly kind of trace around the stone, and I'll
Mhm.
cast banishment on it.
Oh, yeah, that disappears.
Big
As soon-
brains.
As soon as it disappears, it wild shapes out of the gorilla form, and laying on the ground is a large Goliath with deep black tattoos around his eyes that curl up to his head that almost resemble that of, like, antlers and briarwood.
Very
And
cool.
all around his body is all those curling briarwoods and thickets.
Shift him just a
no,
couple
no,
feet.
Ganu,
Hmm.
you immediately go to check on your older brother. Zayath is laying in front of you.
Not Messiah.
Goliath the Goliath.
Messiah the Goliath.
Ryan named him, all right? What do you want?
And
Yeah.
ye be lieth on the ground.
Oh, Lord. I'm
I'm going to cast. Where are we at here?
Finger of death.
Cure wounds
Let's go.
at 5th level.
Okay.
Here we go.
Jeez.
As you heal out, you can see the ground itself even comes up around. Plants begin growing off the floor, little sprouts, as you pour this healing magic into your brother. As he was pale, a pale gray, the magic brings warmth back into him. His skin begins to darken, and when he opens his eyes, you hear, "Oh, no one told me Ganu came home. Good to see ya." Help me up, will you? As he
Move him
puts
a
his
little bit.
hand up for you to grab to pull him up.
There you go. I just got in. Quite
Is
the
he
welcome.
bigger than Ganu?
Yes. As Ganu pulls him up, he immediately falls over again. He is totally beaten to shit. But you guys immediately see like, this is Ganu's brother. Like immediately just the lights aren't at home, just like him. And he's just like, oh, my brother's here. Forget what was going on. And he's just like, oh boy, he just falls into a hug on you. Gotta get my knees underneath me. A little tired. We've have some horrible shit going on. But you came home at a great time. You gotta tell me all about your adventures, brother. Oh,
I have quite the story, but the reason we come here is by no accident or for a
Not for good
quick
tidings.
visit.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's what he
oh.
used to say.
Not a vacation.
Yeah, he actually didn't really want. No, I'm kidding.
This isn't really a great time for all of us. Your uncle comes in. The two younger men of the tribe are now there, relieved, seeing this. All of them beaten up a bit from this encounter. We've been having quite a lot of issues lately, Ganu, and I don't know if we're going to be able to help you for whatever you need, but you always know we're here for you. Whatever you need, brother.
We are here to help you.
Yeah, we heard something about the forest burning, and
Yeah.
we think we know. We think we've interacted with the people who are causing it, so we're here to try and put an end to it.
Eagles above. Like, what? I'm here bleeding out. My brother comes here to save us. We've been fighting for about 3 months now. We've lost about a quarter of the forest, and they took one of our core homes away from us. And they got quite, let's let the
walk and
chieftain.
talk.
Yes,
While
should.
they're having the conversation, I want to look around the ground to see if there's any fragments of that elemental. If there's any shards
Yeah.
that were inside of him.
Yeah, and the banishment thing's gonna be after a minute. It's gonna come back, right? Or no?
Unless it has a different plane of origin.
Technically, it should, but because it's from an elemental, it might have to stay in the elemental plane it came from. If that's the case, is it an elemental that originated here from the elemental plane? Is the question. That's your decision. You don't even have to fucking tell us.
Yeah, it drops. It drops
Okay.
back in here
Okay.
and just go onto the ground.
Yeah, so while we're walking back, I'm just gonna be like,
Something.
yeah, so we can get to that in a moment, but to kind of explain why we're here, I guess I should tell you what I've been up to.
Yes. Tell me your stories. If you're home, it means you've done it. You've gone for your grand adventure, just like me and Nima before us. Oh, our father will be so proud.
I can't wait to tell everyone these stories. It's been quite the adventure.
Look
Well,
at you.
where to
You look
start?
great. You squirt. You look so good.
So
You
where-
got more better abs than I do right now. He's
Oh.
limping, by the way, with you guys
Yeah.
as you guys are going back. Just
You could-
admiring, just like.
You could probably start with introductions.
Yes.
Ganu.
Who are all your
Oh.
friends?
Oh, I get so carried away with with family. Sorry.
You see
sorry.
each of them offering their they have water horns, and they're passing them out to you guys, even though they're the ones that were just in the fight. They're immediately just giving and hospitable to these friends of Ganu. They, without question, immediately are warm to you and welcoming.
Yeah,
Your
so-
family, Ganu. They're awesome.
Ah,
When
they
one of
are
them-
the best.
When one of them hands me one of the water horns, I'm
Mhm.
gonna try to make a cast frostbite, but I'm not gonna destroy the cup,
Yeah.
but I'm gonna try to chill it down and hand it back to him.
You see, as he gets, he's like, oh, and as he goes to drink, you see, this would be one of the younger ones. He just like, they got tricks. They got lots of tricks. And
You wanna
you
see a
see,
trick?
Orath is just like, I know that one well.
This-
Your father's a shitter with that.
Does Ganu's tribe have a traditional greeting?
don't know, Ganu. You fucking tell me.
A traditional greeting.
It's your world,
Huh.
bastard.
I'm gonna say no. It's pretty
Okay.
loosey-goosey with the greetings, but high fives and knuckle pounds are very popular.
Okay.
How
That is-
exotic.
That is specifically Ganu's traditional greeting.
I love it, but I just love the show culturally. Tell me everything about their culture. I want to learn all the details. We don't do that here, and also that sometimes always. So pretty cool.
Try not to judge your culture.
Not judging, but it's the least interesting so far.
Very hospitable, very nice. Also,
Yes.
not very deep.
No. Brother, introduce your friends.
Yes. Sorry, everybody. So these are my friends that I've been traveling with, going on adventures for a while. This is Anferth, his brother Faith.
Yes, brother.
Sorry.
I
his
give.
sister-
I like look at him weird and give a little
And
wave.
it's just Earth laughing.
his
It's
sister
canon now.
Faith. This is Sho and
Hi.
Matthias.
Matthias
this-
coughs a little bit, feeling the burning and tingling sensation in his lungs.
This is Cal.
And
Sorry, there's two of
I,
me.
calling upon my
Oh.
vampiric boon, will attempt to channel the poison and venom from my lungs into my throat and expel it outwards into the air.
Mm-hmm.
Will that work?
Yeah.
Okay.
If I put on the
What did you
ring
just do?
of poison resistance, how do I feel? Do I feel better?
No.
Uh,
Good
I'm
for
gonna
you.
try to.
You're doing
I'm gonna
good.
try doing. I'm gonna try doing what Matthias is doing.
Yeah, that's a fucking boon. So no, you can't.
I
He-
can still try.
Yes, you can.
Just
Yeah,
fucking
after
die.
Matthias does that, they're just like, whoa, as you see
What
this, like,
was
just
that?
basically the classic, like, Triple H when he goes back and spits water into the air, but it's just a thing of blood, and everyone's just like, a little unsanitary, but okay, hell of an introduction. Someone, like, I'd say your brother and one of the youngins is like, small in stature, but he looks like a fun time.
To be honest, I've done that twice. Once in Mirror World and once just now to get that poison shit out of my lungs. And
Poison.
Poison.
yes.
Is that
That's
what hurts
what
so
it felt-
badly right now?
Yeah, I would
Yep.
assume that it's still coursing through Ganu, Sho, and your veins, and anyone else who. It was like a burning, tingling, and then I sneezed. I didn't really notice
Yeah.
if anyone else.
You see your
sneezed.
brother's like, I don't think I feel too bad. Uncle, how you feeling? He's like, oh no, mine are like on fire right now. And another one of the youngs, so let's get their names. So, he goes,
The
oh,
youngins.
before we take care of that minor crap, this is our uncle. This is Orath. I am Paziath. These two young upcoming Goliaths here are Morad and Koramol. Koramah. And we were the scouting party today to see if there was an incursion coming, and we were able to fight it off, which was good.
So you've fought those before then?
Yeah, but this is a new trick. This is a very new trick, whatever these spears they put in us were. We're not used to that, but they've... It's probably another form of that awful fungal virus they keep trying to infect us with. Some
Where are
of
they
our
coming
tribe
from?
is horribly sick with it at this
Fungal?
point.
Fungal virus?
Yes, yes. Again, By the way, as soon as they did introductions, he immediately forced to stop, even though like some of you were trying to keep going, and he totally zoned like Ganu. They just stopped. No, we're talking now. We can only do one thing at a time. And so everyone did the introductions. And like, oh yeah. So like, I gotta keep going. You know, they do this a lot. Multiple times, Ganu and his brother stop the entirety of the horde as they start talking about something on an adventure, and then they're like,
we get really excited, and we stop. And just start like going.
Yep. He's poking at your scars. You're poking at his scars.
I'm going to. So my uncle is not feeling great. Yeah.
No, your uncle's feeling terrible.
Yeah. So I'm going to try something. I'm going to say, Uncle, tell me if this helps, and I'll cast Lesser Restoration.
Read me restoration.
Lesser Restoration. It can end either one disease or one condition affecting it. The condition can be blinded, deafened, paralyzed, or poisoned.
I knew you were my favorite nephew. Oh my God. Whatever you did, that's a miracle magic right there. Goodness gracious.
Good.
You've grown. You're looking good.
I can do that a couple of times, so I'll hit everyone who needs it. So that's me.
Yep.
I'll get myself. Who else? Joe. I'll hit Show
Messiah,
with a lesser restoration.
Oh, thank you.
One of the smaller Goliaths as well was coughing.
Mm-hmm. You guys see as you're walking through as well, the uncle, there's like a toucan that flutters down and lands on his hand as he then pulls a berry out of his pouch on him. All of them have very light armor on, in the sense of, or I wouldn't even call it armor, it is a stretch of it, but they're like leather tunics and leather coverings at best. They are very much hulking out in their normal Goliath form. But they're not all chiseled and cut abs. Like the uncle, he's got the strongman build. He's got the belly. He's just a fucking thick individual. He's not taller than Ganu or his brother. But, you know, they all got shapes and sizes in this little group here. And you can see as they're going through as well, each of these Goliaths are giving little bits of like graces back to nature as they're going, returning to their campsite, whether it be healing a plant or dropping a seed or feeding an animal or what, just minor things that are just on autopilot for them that they just do naturally. All these ways that they tend to the forest around them. And I'd say you guys then come up on a camp that is not your home, Ganu. Initially, too, you're like, oh, maybe I'm just disoriented, like, and you were so focused on your brother, but you're like, this is the opposite direction from where home is. And you can see this is basically a refugee camp at this point with tents set up, which would be more mud huts and like some of the trees that have been reused, think teepees, Native American type of dressing all around. Leathers and tans that have been put out, and you can see a handful of Goliaths here. As you know, Ganu has told you his tribe is no more than maybe 40 individuals. You can see maybe 10 out and about right now. Little bits of fires are going. People are washing clothes and making food. There are guards that see you coming forward, and they are ecstatic to see Ganu in the flesh, and they completely ignore the normal people of the tribe and immediately go up to Ganu and almost have the exact same conversation you guys just heard the brother have with Ganu. Ganu begins saying the exact same things again as you guys just stand there, and then the introductions happen again, and you're like, oh God, as you realize this may happen with every single individual you meet today.
Can we just get a megaphone, do it all, just get it all done in one shot?
Why ruin the experience? As he slaps you on the back and you just face plant into the really nice soft soil. Don't know my own strength. But you do, as he grabs your muscle and you're fucking flexing. Look at you putting on the pounds. Oh, look, he's got swords and armors now. He's a fancy, just like last time. As every time as a Goliath has come back from their adventure, they normally bring just all sorts of wares and excitement. And you are no different in this time. But typically people will come back and they'll keep their favorites if they stick around the tribe, if they don't go back out into the world. Your brother guides you, and your uncle's like, I'm going to take a moment to heal up. Your brother's here. He's got this. And he goes over, lumbers over to your aunt, and she gives him a punch on the fucking shoulder. And she just like, you're getting old. And he's just like, yeah, tell me about it. As he sits down, and she begins tending to a wound on him, and they begin talking. Everything just goes back to like low-key normal in here, despite the chaos that just exploded out there. As you guys go in, can you remind me of the name I gave? I don't know where the fuck I put it in my notes. The chief.
Vorath Beat Leaper?
Yep, that sounds right.
Vorath Bear Leaper.
Another BB, really? I'm such a...
But V, it's a Vorath.
Vorath Bear Leaper.
Perfect. As you walk in, you can see he is currently helping prepare meals for everybody. Inside here, there's a long table, and he's sitting down making meals for all the people who are either out doing the work that you saw, or the people you saw on guard for shifts that food's going to be brought to them. There's a few other individuals inside here, but Ganu, your mother's in here, and she comes up to you and gives you a big hug and squeezes you so hard it fucking hurts, and it hurts so good. You haven't got to feel someone actually give you a proper hug in so long. All those bitches you run with don't know how to actually give a good hug. Yeah, it's all right.
Your hugs suck.
Ganu's parents, Lakin and Lena. Is that right? Is that how you said them in your Lakein and Lenea?
Yeah.
Okay. So, Lena, I assume, is the mom.
Linnea.
Linnea.
Yeah.
Linnea, bitch! Say it right. Okay, Linnea. She gives you a proper hug. You see, like Ganu's family, like his core group of family members, all have the same dark eyes that Ganu does, but each of them have different tattoos that go out. His mom has more like rose thorns, all tattooed around her body. The brother has more like the brambles. And then the chieftain, you saw all the different tattoos that like go up onto the head and detail everywhere. And as he looks up, he sees you, Ganu, and goes, "Back from your adventure, great timing. We could use the help." And he points over to his stew. He's like, "Could you help out here for a moment? We're almost done getting ready to feed everyone."
Of course.
Ganu steps in line as you all awkwardly stand there like the friends at a friend's house, as Ganu immediately falls right back into his role.
I don't know, man. We were chefs together for a long time, so I would have a hard time resisting the urge to not get on that line.
Okay. Hey, you can jump in. Yeah, I'm not gonna stop you. Yeah. As Matthias makes his way to the table, is there anything you want to do, Matthias, as you're like trying to help out as they're just ladling things out, putting foods together?
I'll prep some veggies, whip out a knife.
Yep, you got it. You can see like one of the people there is like, boom, boom, just hitting as hard as they can, and you're just like, and they're like, damn, little man.
The imaginary like fine dining training that we got is like, oh my god, there's so much waste. Why are you doing it that way?
Yes.
You get so much more out of that parsnip. What are you doing?
So you also see like, you can literally see the things like Ganu was taught, especially like the first mannerisms that some of them might have faded over time, but here just like swing hard to cut carrot, like
It makes sense.
Why wouldn't
It
you
makes
swing
sense.
as hard as possible? That doesn't make
Yeah,
any
no,
sense. And you're just
absolutely.
like, you're cutting it up, and you're like, he's so good at this, but he's tiny.
The
so
cutting
he's-
board is just a stump that has been just completely
right.
torn asunder.
No. So to that point, there's like
Without the
multiple
texture.
cutting boards that are basically like stumps, and they keep ending up cutting them in half, and then that becomes firewood. So they just keep like rotating it
Perfect.
through when they prepare meals. But you notice a clear nothing goes to waste in this tribe already.
Beautiful.
All the
Yeah,
things you
the
see
wood
around.
chips make the soup crunchy.
What's that? Yeah, the
The
bone
wood
chips.
chips make the soup crunchy.
Or the wood
yeah.
chips.
Oh God, no! Somebody find me a chinois.
So, yeah, but you hear the comment just like, he's much smaller. He doesn't. His swing hard with all strength is what you see. It's not as. That's why he can go so fast. It's much harder for us because we're much bigger, more strength. Is some of the rationale between some of the Goliaths having their egos
man.
hurt a little bit by Matthias going real fast.
Mhm.
But still, like, welcoming of the help. That's totally fine. Just like, whoa, new. Change is different and exciting, but is this a new experience? Yes, it is. They prepare the meals. They begin sending them out with everybody, and you see your chieftain Vorath look to you again and goes, "Now I know you didn't just return home to help me with meals, and you've brought friends. So thank you all for your patience. I am Vorath. I am the chieftain of the Ethereum Forest tribe. We do our best. I imagine Ganu has told you a bit about his home. We try to protect this forest, and we're in a bit of a crisis right now. But whatever you need, we are here to help. Anybody that is a friend of Ganu's is a friend of our tribe."
I mean, we're really here to help you all. We've been through a variety of different adventures together. Quite close. And he received a premonition that demonstrated the tribe was being in danger, so we wanted to come see if we could help in any way possible.
This is a great blessing. Here, join me. As instead of what you would expect, a throne or something here for the chieftain, is just a sitting circle. He just sits down, ushering all of you guys to sit around him. And there is a pot in the middle there as he begins ladling out dishes and bowls for everybody if you would like something warm to eat. And he lights up a pipe and begins smoking that pipe and begins offering it around to anybody else that would like a puff of the pipe.
Oh
Your-
yeah, one poison out, one poison in. Let's go.
Good thing we have healing magic. As the brother sits down, you can see joining beside the chieftain is his partner sits down as well. That is Aran. ARRHAN. Strong walker.
Wonder what he's good at.
Really good at walking. Speed
My
walking
man's got a
champion.
power walk like nobody else.
Did you
That's
make
awesome.
that comment? Would you like to learn the origin of his name?
Not right now.
Okay. All right.
Later.
As the pleasantries are exchanged between all of you, Vorath begins to explain the situation. It's interesting that you had that vision you said not too long ago. The fires began burning, but about 3 months ago. We went to try to put it out like we normally do, and instead of being greeted by natural means or elementals that wander too far, we found people surrounding a fire elemental that was burning things. When we tried to engage and figure out what was going on, maybe a ritual went awry. They began chastising us, criticizing us and our tribe for all sorts of strange accusations of how we live and our way of life. And it was not a pleasant way to meet. So we did not meet on friendly terms, but it was them who decided violence was the first means of contact. as they began attacking many of our tribesmen that came to put out the fire. The battle ensued, and since then, we've been on the run for a bit. They have these not only incredible druidic powers that honestly outshine ours. There's only so much we can do, even with our family members united. There is one with them in black scaled armor that has stolen many from this tribe, and we do not know their whereabouts, except most likely they are prisoners in our own home. Ganu, your sister has been taken, as well as your mother. They are currently not your mother. Your mother's here. Your father.
Yeah.
Your father. That's who it is. Where am I? Your father. They are imprisoned inside our home. Inside. Well, you probably would just call it home. I'd be honest with you. You guys probably just call home home. Your tribe is so basic. There's 10 total members inside right now that are being held captive. I sent Agmog to Rumble to get aid from the new Lord of Rumble, as he's calling himself. Actually, he wouldn't be Lord. What is it? It's like Daimyo. That's what it is. New Daimyo of Rumble. We have not heard back from him, but we are hopeful he will return with aid. There has been quite the change in politics going on around here. Isolation has been infecting each and every one of the Ganassi clans, as the Earth Ganassi have really stretched their influence all across the lands of Rumble in these past year or so. It's been different, but it's been slow encroachments that we've voiced our concerns with, but have been met with deaf ears.
Now, this Damio wouldn't be Ashen Brack, would it?
Yes, that is their new leader. We've been trying to make contact, but he refuses to meet with anybody in person that is not deemed of his stature. We only get endless envoys and emissaries.
Well, we've met with him, and I should say he is not an ally of yours.
I will point out, before we came out this way, because we've had a run-in with him, I have a way to catch a glimpse of people from a distance if I've met them.
Yes, scrying. We are familiar, as we are
Yes.
a druidic tribe. Yes.
I don't think you should expect any aid, but the impression I got was it seemed like he was meeting with one of these enemy druids, one of their leaders. But he was refusing to join their cause. So it sounds like he is neither an ally nor an enemy at the moment. He just doesn't care.
Man is a ruthless tyrant whose iron fist crushes anyone who dares oppose him. He's brutal. Really
Not
quite
pleasant.
awful.
We were there for his coup, and he nearly killed all of us.
It was so close to being a peace treaty brokered between the tribes.
Cool. There's no
And he
word
very
of a coup that happened in Rumble. There was
yeah.
the passing, and then with the passing came a lot of changes. Tribes elected new leaders up in Rumble, is what we heard.
No,
Ashenbrack
he
killed the leader.
he
and took power for
executed
himself.
Eldaz Steel in cold blood.
This is most troubling. As he looks over to Arden, who you can see is just steel-faced and taking everything in stride as we begin to evaluate the situation further.
Strong worker taking it in stride.
Oh, I won't stop. This character's already become my
There
favorite
was-
NPC
as
so
you
quickly.
were saying, there was about to be a peace brokered between the syndicates, but Ashenbrack wasn't going to stand for it, and instead of let there be peace, he killed Beldaze and grabbed power for himself, and we nearly got caught up in it and killed ourselves. We barely got out alive.
This is a relief to hear truth finally trickling down through the leaves of the forest. We've heard that there was quite the uproar. The hotheads over at Bonfire Peaks were not to be cooperative in whatever these new encroaches on their territory was. As far as we know, there's been no trade allowed with the Bonfire Peaks for quite some time now. We even tried to send our normal goods and trades with them, and no one comes to pick them up. We are unsure of what's going on there, whether they are okay or not. And this does not bode well. The deafening silence could be quite grim.
I mean, we actually, through a series of unfortunate magic, we found ourselves at the Bonfire Peak before we approached Rumble.
We made
Our
good friends for a time.
a bit we got an allyship with Blaze, but I would, based on his personality, I imagine he's probably trying to keep his own safe against Ash and Brack. It seemed like there was no love between the two. So if they haven't escalated to warfare, it's definitely tenuous tension.
Understandable. I only know what I need to know about the politics of this world to keep our forests safe. The bothers between the bigger nations are typically squabbles that go on, but serious threats to ways of life, that is a threat to our way of life. So this is very important information that we all in the tribe are grateful for you sharing.
Can you tell us more about what you've experienced with the armored individual? However, we've had a run-in with several of them, and they seem to be the ones stoking the flames of these fires around the world.
We hardly have ever seen this armored individual again. Our war has been with this, how they call themselves the Untamed Creed. They are a group of druids that have a twisted view on this world. And we have been at battle not only with their members, but with their dogma. They do not seem to have too much coordination. They do not act as brothers and sisters do. They are very independent of one another, but their dogma seems to keep them in line with their goals for whatever this destruction of our forest is.
Is this something completely new, or have you heard of them prior?
We've never come across this group of individuals before. They don't look to be from our lands either. They are quite strangers with similar druidic tattoos and markings, and they speak the druidic language like we do, but they believe very different things. One of the big cruxes is they accuse us of aiding in all these different cities by trading with them. This to them is a blasphemous act in their dogma, punishable by death, because we ourselves are druids. It has been complicated, difficult to understand this logic when all that matters is the forest and nature itself.
And it sounds like your scouts told us that they were trying to destroy the forest. Does it seem like they're looking for something, or is it just hectic violence?
They want to burn it down to start anew. They believe it's beyond saving at this point, and they need to regrow the world around us.
Is there something that they're actually regrowing? Have you seen anything?
Only destruction so far. What's been happening at the forest is they've been seeking us out at this point, trying to cut off any trade we've had with any of the other cities.
Your scouts mentioned that they had never seen something like this before.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll pull out because I wrapped that shard into a piece of cloth or whatever. I'm not going to open it right now because it exploded last time. But it seemed like there was some kind of, disease or something attached to this. It was a rock elemental, I believe. I don't know, when Ganu pulled it out of his brother, it exploded, and when inhaled, they felt some kind of powerful burning energy. Do you have like a healer or a shaman or something that could look at it?
Yes, exactly. You see, he was already motioning. He goes, "Fetch Mystic Karaya, the Truth Finder, please." As
This guy cannot tell a lie.
Well, he can tell a lie, but he can't find lies.
Can't find him. He's blind.
When it was in Puzayath, it almost seemed like it was stopping him from changing his form, like it was keeping him in a damaged form.
We've had all sorts of disruptions to our magic since we've been working here. They carry strange runic technology, rings, collars, chains that they've been using. And we've reenacted guerrilla warfare against them, striking when we can and trying to retaliate, but the resources seem endless at this point.
Do you have any of these runic artifacts?
Yes, we do. As he goes over to a box, opens them up, as he begins dumping them out, you guys definitely recognize these as tools from the Crimson Rose.
Yeah.
As he begins dumping them out, most of them broken, but you can see they've tried their best to try and understand and reverse engineer whatever these things are that are suppressing their powers at times.
Something we've found. I've had all of us have had quite the adventure, including finding out there's a group of shadowy organizations trying to basically overthrow the world order to create their own. One of these was the Crimson Rose, and I recognize these items from being from
The
them.
resources shouldn't be endless anymore, but they're still quite powerful. That armored individual he's one of the leaders within that group, so he seems to have been sponsoring this untamed creed.
Yeah, the coalition of these organizations, the leaders are bound in black scale armor. Sounds like exactly what you have seen here, so...
And they are incredibly deadly.
Yes.
These blades in the night have been... This all makes perfect sense. They have... It didn't seem realistic, the way they have been able to rebuff us. We know our forests, we know the tricks. This is our home field advantage, and yet at every turn, even at the greatest setback from that we could give or hand down to them, they would recover like it wasn't even there. It never even happened.
These organizations and these people, the black-skilled individuals, they are extremely powerful, and we should be wary of them.
I am. If you say we should be, then I am. Ganu, you are well traveled. Should we call for aid? Who should we go to if you tell me Rumble is of no help? What should we do? I am only leading a war of attrition at this point. Potentially, it may work by the sounds of it. But I'm worried our numbers. We have at least five individuals that are sick with this virus that has pushed further, deeper than we could have ever understood.
I can attempt to aid the sick myself. If that does not work, we can try to find help elsewhere.
I just wonder,
please.
because we're relatively close in proximity. Should we try to see if Allah Blaze would be willing to lend some help?
I was thinking the same. We already have
his
a
tribe
rapport.
might be better at controlling the fire of the forest, and we could try to focus on dealing with the druids ourselves without that as a problem.
We were able to establish a good friendship with him, and if we go and ask for assistance for the protection of the Ethereum forest and for our tribe. It's possible he may see fit to intervene.
This is a well and wise idea. I am in full support of it, Ganu. As the mystic comes in, you see Kiara come down and see this, and she has all sorts of just like over-the-top druidic potions, bottles, necklaces on, all woven from like rope and hide, and very much kind of think of the Briarheart people from Skyrim, very much that type of stuff, but not so far gone where it's like the really creepy ritual type of stuff. It's not black blood magic. It's just druid shit, you know? We're not Wicker Man, but we're not too far.
Sure, she didn't tear out her heart and put a briar.
We haven't gone full Blair Witch yet.
Not yet. How desperate will they get? Well, let's see how much the forest burns. As she's inspecting this, she makes a comment. This is a much lower dose than what we've been used to. Maybe they don't have as much as before. Normally, when we experience any of the poisons or vials, it has been far more explosive than this. Much more lethal.
Oh, we were able to bring a devastating blow to the Crimson Rose. Perhaps that helped lower their resources.
Their base of operations is gone, essentially. So
We were able to unleash I believe it was a dragon god.
it definitely was a dragon god.
Dragon god, yes. We unleashed a dragon god, and it basically destroyed their base. Which,
Your brother turns immediately and gives you a high five.
yeah! Oh,
It's a
dude,
very
it was
hard.
awesome. I wish
very
you were
loud.
there.
You see, yeah, he's basically flexing. Oh my gosh! That's like the time I unleashed a kraken. I'm so proud. He one-upped me.
Oh, shit.
As your mom, instead of being in fear, like Faith's mom, in utter contrast, she is just so happy. Just almost like ragefully happy. She's almost rage smiling.
Until she's
Fun
angry or
fact,
happy.
she's not actually a druid. She's a barbarian.
Fun fact,
They're-
you're correct.
Yeah.
She
They're
does
not
have
all- They're not
barbarian
all
shit in
druids.
it.
Not everyone's druids.
She does have a druid class.
Mm.
So you mentioned that before they were stronger. What have you done to combat it? I mean, if they were hitting you with something stronger, surely. I know you've lost people, but you've been able to do something.
Far, there's no deaths yet because you guys came early. So technically, there's no deaths inside the tribe yet. We're still at 40.
Just literally lost people.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So we have 10 prisoners, and we have let me double check my number on the sick. I pulled it out of my ass. I said 5, but I just got to make sure because there's 40 total. We do 11 are sick. 11 are sick. That's why their numbers are in straights. There's only 29 people currently available right now trying to defend the Ethereum forest. So they're not quite at half power, but I mean they're at three quarters strength, and they've lost a quarter of the forest. So that's the marching game that's going on right now. But of the 11 that have gotten sick, I have been giving them herbs and trying to keep it at bay, but the fungal infection took over so quickly that even my magical remedies could not really taken hold. They stole our elders as soon as possible. As 3 out of our 4 elders were stolen within the first day of their appearance. Any strong druidic magic that could have prevented this type of infection was out of my capability in those brief passing moments. If the infection wasn't as strong, if I had more time, I could have done more.
Now, I'd like to try a few things, if that's all right.
Please. As Vorath joins you, as well as Aran and your brother, as you guys go to the sick. What you find is individuals laying in beds. It is extremely dry in here. They have like sun lamps basically on them that are being made through like fire, as they are trying to just dry out all the different these just, you can, some of them think cordyceps infection on many of the different Goliaths in here that have all sorts of different growths and worries all on them. You can see that your grandfather is infected inside here, Ganu. Still kicking. Grandma passed a while ago, but your grandfather is covered in these all the way from the legs and half of his face. Bits and patches here. Some of them almost look beautiful with the flowers blooming out of them, but this is just fungal infections all over the bodies of these individuals. What starts as scabs turns into pus and grows into more, and aspects are oozing naturally out. Everything looks like it just fucking hurts on these individuals.
Can I take a sit down cross-legged in front of one of them? I'm gonna start channeling a ritual.
Go for it.
10 minutes.
I'm gonna
Go for
wrap up the shard and put it back in the bag so that nobody touches it. I need exploding.
Well, I'll go up to my grandfather and be like, let's give this a go. And I will, even though it's late, I'll try lesser restoration again, see if that works.
You see, lesser restoration has no effect at this stage.
Okay. I figured. Okay, then let's go up a notch and do greater restoration.
A greater restoration, you see it take it from what? A stage back. It goes one stage back as it begins regressing.
Okay.
But it doesn't heal him.
Yep. Is there someone who's very early?
Yeah,
Like,
let's go to somebody that was just infected today.
The amount he regressed
Yes.
would be the amount, like, to heal somebody. So I can see if greater restoration. Basically, I want to test if I can get them all the way healed with greater restoration, if they are early enough.
Okay, so you're gonna go to, we'll say, one of your tribesmen. Just his arm, just an arm sleeve of fungi right now has been affected. He looks to be the least amount of fungi, a fungal infection all over these Goliaths.
Are you saying? How can you make a judgment call like that when we just met him? I'm sure he's plenty fun.
He's the least fungi here.
You want to go up to that one and do stuff?
I'm sorry.
Yes.
Okay,
I will
what are you
go
gonna
up
do?
to him. I'm going to do greater restoration again and hoping that with the less fungus, I can completely restore him.
As you cast a greater restoration, you see the fungus on his arm begin to fall off. You see one of the giant postulants on there ooze out completely, a mix of ichor, blood, and infection slides off, but the entirety of the arm just falls to the ground as all that fungal just like immediately dries up and dies, and the arm is clean, and the individual's bloodshot eyes come back to a clear, just a clear white of the Goliath, and you see he appears to be cured.
Well, that did it.
There is now 10 sick people in the village.
Hey.
The spell I was channeling whenever it goes off
Mhm.
is detect poison and disease.
Yes. So read it to me so you can learn
Yeah.
what disease
So
this is.
once it triggers
Yep.
for 10 minutes on concentration,
Yes.
I sense within a 30-foot radius of me.
Yep.
I sense the presence and location of poisons, poisonous creatures, and diseases within that 30-foot radius. And I also identify the kind of poisonous creature, or disease in each case.
Okay. This is a special fungal infection that slowly takes over the individual's body, and the fungus just eats them from the inside out. At later stages, the fungus itself releases spores that get parasites to then burrow into the body of the individual. And then the parasites themselves hasten the process to death. It's a incredible decay process. And by the end of it, there is no body left. It's just the outline of fungal infection, and then the parasites will leave and find a new host. This, we can call it the Untamed Creed virus, or the UC virus, whatever you would like to coin it right now. It's their bioweapon that they've created.
Okay.
The Untamed what?
Creed.
Creed.
The name of the druid group.
Mhm.
I'll
That
start.
bad movie that just came out.
I will start as this information is kind of
Mhm.
coming to me, and there's kind of like a sheen of magic over my
Yeah.
eyes, as I'm kind of like almost like in my own mind palace receiving this information.
Mhm.
I'm gonna start kind of like vocalizing it out loud and relaying what I'm finding out, and like conveying like, oh yeah, this is something that's purposely being used by them. This is something they created. Kind of relaying what each of the stages look like.
And what you do notice too is they don't write this down. Each of the Goliaths here seem to be masters for me of reciting stories, memorizing for me just pages and pages of information at a given time. What you say to them, they keep in their mind. At least some of them. Some of them were meant for some jobs. Some of them.
Well, it seems a greater restoration is able to combat the disease, and depending on the severity, can completely cure it within one or more uses.
And you know there's
Question.
multiple stages from that.
Is there any objects in the environment, or
Mhm.
even the shard that Anafirth has, that pings of this same disease?
Yeah, the shard would have to.
Okay.
It's a deliverer of this disease.
Okay. I'll relay that as well. That whatever
It's
is
not as potent though. It's the same. It's far weaker than whatever they were hit with. Probably the
Okay.
initial wave was hit with some really devastating shit, and then they're just trying to keep them in a basic comatose state until they can find a cure. That's what they're hoping for.
It seems like whatever they're using to disrupt your magic is also what's inflicting this fungus.
You mentioned some of the elders were taken
Yes.
to your home. If we were able to free them and bring them back, do you think, I don't know what state they're in, but would they be able to help heal?
If they had enough rest, I believe they would be. We would have more than enough hands here.
Sounds like we get to storm the camp.
Do you want to
Ganu.
Do you want to try to see if Allah Blaze will provide some help before we take the fight to them? Maybe get the fires
Yeah,
at least
yeah.
under control, or do we want to just go straight at them first?
As much as I'd love to go straight for him, I think
Well,
finding
Kenny.
out whether Alablaze will help us.
Yeah, no, we
Character
feeling
growth.
better.
Are
Man.
you
Your
okay,
brother,
Ganu?
your brother, just sitting there, just wide-eyed, just like, did we raise a coward? While the chieftain is just like, single tear. Yes, Ganu, you will tell me of your adventures someday. This is most
Well, make sure he
wonderful.
tells you about the one where he killed the champion of Lolth.
Yes. That's when I got the vision.
Then a gift. Killing a monster and then getting a vision to save your family. Quite the reward.
No, it was.
You have no idea.
No, the only reason I say that, we've dealt with these black-scaled individuals, and I think we're gonna need all the help we can get.
I mean, let me be clear. By dealt with, he means mostly run away from as fast as we can.
True.
We dealt
If
with what?
this person was as strong as you say, I am perplexed why they haven't stormed our camp, defeated us already, murdered our tribe, and been done with it. This
You
is
mentioned you
dragged
haven't
on.
seen them since the first time, right?
Only the first day, and then we've had
Is-
people go missing in the night, which I would attribute most likely to this individual.
Out of curiosity, and this may seem random, the chalice that your tribe holds dear, is that still in your home camp?
Yes.
Is there anything more to that?
It is.
And does it have any magical properties or anything connected to the forest itself?
It is.
that-
How would he view it?
Ceremonial?
Yes. It is our ceremonial cup when we commune with the gods above, the eagles that await and take us to the next land. This is something that we find sacred. This is our totem, hailing these evils upon us.
I
We will
only
do
bring
our
it up.
best to ensure that we recover it.
I sense your tone. That's not what I'm getting at, Matthias. I'm more getting at this. These black-scaled individuals have a tendency to corrupt things for some sort of beatific purpose. They're trying to do something that's almost challenging up to the level of the heralds and the gods. So I'm wondering if there's something. I'm pontificating if that has something to do with it. If their goal wasn't your tribe, but it was your home.
Well, I have our ceremonial chalice here. I can give you that to look over. But maybe there is more underneath our home that we are driven out of that they are utilizing. We do not have anything that I'm aware of that would be of such levels. We do not contend with heralds. We are lucky to be blessed by the spirits of the forest.
Yeah, if I could inspect it for a bit.
He leans over to Arin, who leaves and comes back with it. The mystic continues tending to them all. You guys give the rest of the, if you're not going to help anymore, well, fucking leave them alone. All the people in horrible pain from the fungal infection. As you guys come back out under the stars, you can see right now there's like a little bit of a clearing. You're mostly under canopy top, but it looks like they purposely cleared, not chopped down, but like you can see where they have pushed branches aside and restrained them with what looks like to be like that really great bark that you get in that's really like made for rope, but it's not rope, or used for rope you've seen back in the day. And those have tied those back on some of the higher branches so they can get a look at the stars at night.
Yeah, I was just gonna take initially a quick moment to concentrate and swap out so that I could attune to the goggles.
Yep.
And then cast Identify on the chalice.
Yeah. It's a fucking cup, dude. It's just a cup.
It
Just a
is
It's literally just a cup.
mundane. Okay.
Just a cup.
Okay.
It just has
this
sentimental
one,
value.
just a cup.
I am also gonna take during this time. I'm also gonna take some time to like do like a semi-minor illusion in my book and almost like try to use magic to imbue an image into my book of radiance.
High Arcana check on that.
Okay.
Good luck.
Can I just like doodle it?
You can draw it, yeah.
Nice.
You see Faith struggling, and you're just like, I'm not helping her.
I don't know if I'm struggling that much
No one
because I
helped me
got a
to catch her.
fucking 28.
Woo!
Yeah. You know what? I'm just gonna have Adelix do it. He likes doodling.
So Faith is able to basically just do tracing paper with her illusion and be able to draw it in her little book there. She
Try to
succeeds.
get a nice image that I can bring back to the dragon, even if it's not the real thing.
We'll see how that goes.
I mean, Faith, hang on to those. I might be able to make something similar and, when I get a little stronger.
Okay.
So what do you use this thing for then? You said you use it for rituals and whatnot.
Rituals and ceremonies, when we do our prayers or incense or incantations to the eagles, we normally drink from this.
I guess just to celebrate Ganu coming back, for all of you, I pull out, because I still have 5 pouches of herb from Mirror World.
Oh yeah!
This is one of the things from his adventure. So, here, Ganu, if you want to do
oh
whatever
God.
celebration you need to do.
They are enthused. They are very excited and happy. All of them cracking smiles as this is passed around, and they're all like, "Oh yeah, we should totally do this immediately right now." Even the chieftain is so on board. Everyone's like, "Let's go! This is how we celebrate Ganu returning."
And as they pass it around, I'll just explain where it came from. And if Ganu wants to chime in, he's allowed to.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I'll definitely chime in for parts of it.
Okay.
I'll be like, that's where I got the sword too.
So you guys sit telling stories and sharing in this night of just warmth back with your family, with your tribe, seeing friends and family alike. Your escapades fill them with excitement and praise, and by far they have believed you to have fulfilled your mission. But there is no necessarily like a need for an end in sight in this very moment, but there is just admiration for a life well lived already, and incredible excitement at the insane tales that you tell. Everyone's fucked on their ass though because of this Mirror World crap that just went around. So as much as this was going, like everyone's passed out, like the entirety of the camp, to the point that this definitely isn't safe. There's no scouts anymore. There's no one tending to the sick anymore because these people
shit.
don't have restraint. These people don't. Ganu's
also had-
here. We're
I
just
also
gonna
had
take a
20
normal
pints
drink.
of it, so
What was that?
each water skin holds 4 pints, and I had 5, so
Yep.
I had 20
Oh, boy.
pints of liquid that I've been carrying around.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
it's
Wow.
whatever you gave is gone because they
Yeah.
don't believe in wasting anything.
Yeah.
So they
20
drank
rounds, baby.
all of it.
Oh.
You drank 20 rounds.
They believe in wasting themselves.
There you go.
So at this point, you have defeated Ganu's tribe.
All right, we take the cup and we go back to the
Technically-
dragon.
Technically, as of right now, there is no functioning NPC in Ganu's tribe.
Yo! I'm taking it though. Where is he taking it?
Functionally, everyone is either unconscious, sick and dying, or in prison.
We can do the whole one.
Exactly how I intended.
Do you think you should maybe give a few of them clear heads so that, I feel like in hindsight, this was not a great idea.
What do you mean? This is
Nothing
great.
but smiles on all their faces, even those with
They look so
still
happy.
on their
They're so
cheeks.
happy.
And
One
so
guy-
are we.
One guy
Yeah.
is face down, and Goliath is face down, the butt in the air, head on the side, just happy as a clam. One bottle in one hand, herbs in another.
Good old Herb.
I'm gonna have me and Birdie start doing a perimeter.
Yeah, you're
I'll
probably
assist
right.
with that.
I had a single drink to be polite.
Sure.
I will awaken the chieftain, the mystic, my brother.
Okay.
Lame.
I can get 4 people.
All
Do
right.
you like draw a mustache on your brother before you wake him up or something?
I slap him really hard.
Oh my god, that's so hilarious. So the first thing he was gonna do as soon as he gets up is smack you in the face, but like a little easy one was what in my mind for him. So you smack him and he gives you a little smack. He's like, I was enjoying myself. What are you doing?
My friend brought up a good point. Everyone's unconscious, so I figured we should have people awake for scouts and healing and leading.
You woke me up? This is good stuff. Gives another high five as everyone sounds like, even our mystic's down. What?
Oh yeah, she's next, and I wake her up.
She is like got like the antler like skull head on, and it's like tilted over her face where you can't see her as she's just gone out of her mind with all of her druidic stuff everywhere.
Yeah, so I get those 3, and then I'm like, who would be good for like making sure we have scouting and stuff.
The chieftain, obviously.
Well, yeah,
Vorath
those
is-
3. So
You just
chieftain,
like
mystic, and brother. So
Yeah.
I have 1 more I can get.
The chieftain's partner.
Yeah,
is
probably the
old-
chieftain's
old
partner.
Strong legs or
Yeah,
strong
Strong
walker.
Walker. Yeah,
Strong Walker,
probably a good
okay.
idea, too.
Strong legs.
I'll get,
Wing legs,
I mean, if you're a
Walker,
strong walker, you gotta have strong
Strong-
legs.
I mean, yeah, it's
I'll
implied.
get,
It's
I'll
implied.
get Strong Walker.
Okay.
Those
As
limbs, though.
Vorath looks around and just like, that could have been really bad. Okay. And I think Vorath is able to bring 2 more up, and then Oron's able to bring 2 more up, and then they let the rest fucking. They're like, nah, that's enough. They
Yeah,
can
it's
enjoy
fine.
their day. As they begin putting all the scouts out.
Okay.
You guys hear a cracking of sticks not too far off from camp in the darkness at this once everybody is up.
Use so many spells.
Is that something to be worried about?
They begin slowly going out into where the sound came from, and you see one wild shape into an owl fly up. One goes into a bat, flies over to the side, as one is just slowly, Strong Walker is just silently going towards the sound.
I will be with Strong Walker.
All right,
Sword in
So
hand.
strong.
you guys
I'll go with
Magnum.
approach. Okay.
Yeah,
Tiger
backing them up
goes.
from behind.
Okay.
I'm gonna activate my frost rune.
I'm
Okay.
going
Put
into
your
the
hand on
darkness.
talisman.
Okay. Matthias goes to a different realm of darkness. The Shadow
Oh, shit!
Yugi
Oh,
boy.
shit!
You go into the darkness and appear in Mirror World.
Oh no, you're in Mirror. Anyway, so as you guys come up, you can see there was footsteps. You see where twigs have been broken, a couple footsteps, and then clearly there was some sort of wild shape away. You can gather your group that you were being watched, and it looked like with the rising of the group that what was going to transpire is no longer going to transpire. You have at least scare them off for the night.
That's good.
Does it look like an individual?
Yes, this looked like a single individual on this one. And the
we've
steps
heard
went
them-
about 3 or 4 steps before it just clearly looks like they start flying.
They bugged out.
Yep.
There's no way that they would still be within visual range, or we would be able to track them.
Yeah, and especially at night. No.
Well, they definitely thought better of what they were gonna do, but they might have information on, me bringing reinforcements, depending on how much they heard.
We're back. So we're back into the tribe right now.
Yeah, we
Now,
are.
as the boy leaves with his child, putting him
I'm
to
good.
bed.
Still hear
I'm
us.
All right.
Still
Yeah.
here.
What do you guys want to do? You guys have returned. You're
Right.
here for the night. You're at a crossroads here of pursuing the Untamed Creed or going to Alblaze for help. What do you want to do?
Well, Ganu, do you really think he heard you talking about getting aid from Blaze?
I don't know.
I mean, if he did, would it be best to just go for it then? And
Well,
maybe
even
hit
if
them
he
off guard?
didn't hear that, and he saw that we are here, like they might try to counteract us somehow. So
Yeah, they might move quickly.
I don't want to be gone if they're gonna move quickly.
Is
I
it
agree.
possible that we could teleport to a tree, get to Alablaze, and teleport back?
I can't do it today.
Okay, that's fine.
I mean,
Um,
we could try to fly people in that direction. I can shapeshift at least once.
I could fly.
How far is it?
It's pretty far. Because,
Pretty
like,
far.
I'm pretty sure we agreed Ganu's tribe was right
Crow
around
Ridge.
here. Oh, Crow Ridge. Yeah. You're Crow Ridge. So that's what's being occupied right now. So you guys
Yeah.
got forced like down here.
We're down.
You're in the
farther,
opposite
yeah.
direction. So I'll pull
Okay.
that up. You guys are like more down here by the coast.
So you'd have to fly over the occupied area to get to the bonfire peak.
We gotta go by
or
them
go
anyway.
around.
Right.
Either
yeah.
way.
Either way, it's going to take too much time if they're preparing a preemptive strike now.
Yeah. I mean,
We could just go in and destroy them.
We could try, but I mean, how well has that worked in the past?
Hey,
Well,
think
if
of
they-
everything that we've lived through.
I will offer
do
that
have-
this has been constant. We go back and forth over these months. So this is not new. It's not that they just found us. We've held our ground pretty well. But
So if we were to take the time that it would take to go and get Alablaze, do you feel, in your professional opinion, that it would be worth the extra help?
it's tough to say. I don't know this Alablaze very well. The timeline and how long it will take you to bring him back. We could absolutely use the reinforcements and helps if he's as powerful as you say he is. But there's only so long we can hold out, especially with whatever resources they have available to them. But if you've depressed them of their resources, then maybe we have longer than what we initially thought. Because prior we were fighting what seemed to be an unlimited resources front. There are
mean,
many
we can
variables
always-
at play here that could allow you to, in fact, pursue this, or maybe not. Maybe there are things out of our control, and they will descend upon us when you leave. But regardless, that was going to happen whether you were here or not. So at the very least, Ganu, if you do leave and we're not here, you avenge us.
Well, that's just terrible.
Hey,
This is the way.
if they have friends in the Crimson Rose, I know that we did quite a bit to them, but if they were able to reach out to them quickly, we don't want to give them time to send help.
yeah.
If they were able to identify us, they might have a personal vendetta.
Sure. That's
I mean, at the
reasonable.
very least, we should try to make haste.
Make haste, not waste.
I would
mean,
like
we're
to
s-
believe that show says that, and then Tell finishes that statement.
Yeah, that's exactly how it happens.
All right, just check.
No, they're a stand-up comedy act.
Because they're new hour special.
Well, I say that we make our way towards Crow Ridge then, and when we get close enough to see if there's patrols or whatever it might be, then we can decide if it's worth going to the bonfire peaks, or if it looks like something we can handle, then we can just try to go for it.
Okay.
We should
That'd be
leave
good.
before the break
We
of
should-
dawn, though. we should get some rest and
Yeah.
get up before the sun comes.
Agreed.
Agree.
We should
Would
see
you guys
what
like to
we're
take your long
doing.
rest?
Yes.
They give
I
you bed
know.
pads, and there's other Goliaths taking watch. You guys do not have to take watch if you trust the Goliaths to do a good enough job.
Are
I
they drunk still?
Not the ones that you guys stirred.
We woke up a bunch of them.
before we go to bed, I'm gonna attempt to scry on Alablaze.
Fails.
I mean, you could just send him a message.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't fail.
So I know him well, so it's a -5, and my DC is 20.
He rolled a natural 19 -5, probably his modifiers, but I'm gonna say his modifiers aren't currently active, so you can scry.
Okay.
You'll see why.
Oh God.
Yeah, I don't know if that's good.
That does not sound good.
Modifier is not
Ooh.
currently active. Oh,
He's
okay.
fucking dead. Oh, so he's fucking dead. Cool.
As
Well-
you scry on Alablaze,
Ooh, this-
what you see is an individual. This
Oh, boy.
familiar Alablaze. The fire that was once on his head is but embers at this time now. He is missing both his arms. He is
Oh, that's not
pinned
good.
to something, and you can see his legs look like his bones have just been shattered, and then there's nothing like, but they weren't amputated or anything, and he's just passed out. Wherever he is pinned to at this point, he is bloody, he is bruised, he is torn, but he's clearly had time to heal. Like, this is not recent. This has been a while.
Anything in the immediate vicinity of him that might identify his location?
I'd say it's like you would recognize him being pinned to the fire pyre that you guys all visited.
Okay.
So he's at the Bonfire Peak, but he is on display.
And does he look like he's breathing?
Yeah,
Okay.
Not well. not well.
Shit.
Okay, that's concerning. So Alablaze is not doing very well.
So we definitely can't count on him for any assistance.
Probably not unless we free him first, bolster up his forces, and then bring them to Grow Ridge.
You say side
If we, I'm going out on a limb here, and I'm going to say the Obsidian Syndicate is responsible for whatever has happened to Alablaze.
Yeah.
He was pretty prominently displayed like it was a warning, so
So
that's not a bad theory.
I'm going to agree and say it was probably the Obsidian Syndicate. And that being the case, I'm thinking we can still do the go there and see what we're up against first, but I'm thinking we gotta take out the Untamed Creed first and then free my kin. And then possibly with their help we can assist the Bonfire Peaks.
I agree with that. And
That's a good plan.
whatever's left of that cult that we fought there. I mean, I'm sure they were helping the Obsidian Syndicate, or I can't remember their name.
I thought they were
the
just
guys
Syndicate.
The guys that kidnapped us
Hey,
in the
yeah.
middle of the night when we were there.
I thought
That
those
what
were
you're
just
talking about?
goons.
Dissenters? No, I'm pretty sure they were dissenters of the Pyre Peak.
Hey, that's what I thought too.
Yes. Okay, the cult. Thank you. Yep. Nope. Yep.
Yep.
The
One that
pirate
I
cult. Yep.
intimidated, and then he kicked us all off, and then
Yep.
I intimidated
Yeah.
again, and he was like, fine.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, those
if
guys.
if we get reasonably close to the to Crow Ridge, I mean the same thing the same spell I prepared down for the tunnel for navigating in the tunnels, we can use over there to try and identify major landmarks or powerful enemies.
Faith, your wisdom knows no bounds.
The advantage of having a book with ridiculous amount of ritual spells in it.
It is truly gotten ridiculous. All right, it seems we have our course.
We have a
Long
plan.
rest, getting up before dawn.
Mhm.
Oh yeah. Long
At-
rest, long
At
rest.
dawn we plan.
At
Okay.
dawn we plan. God.
You guys get a long rest. You wake up at dawn.
Easy.
Sweet.
11 temp HP, right?
Everybody's got 11.
11 temp. Cool.
I'm sure Ganu knows these forests well, but since he's been gone for so long, any advice, things to look out for, pitfalls, traps, things that they might have set?
Yes, they set a plethora of traps around Crow Ridge now. They use many barbaric traps to catch animals and such, but some arcane traps as well, especially high up in the trees. They're trying to prevent any air assaults or higher points of view. They've taken control of the higher ground as best as possible all around Crow Ridge. What we've been able to scout has been through our Earth Elemental that's been able to burrow underneath. But even that has started to be met with their own Earth Elemental, as they have figured out as recently as 2 days ago this is how we were still getting our information. It's constantly this back and forth of we gain some ground, then we lose some ground, and same to them.
Okay.
Well, I would extend an invite to anybody who wants to come with us, but I wouldn't spare you of any able-bodied people, so...
We're stretched thin at this point. If you need aid, give call. Send a signal. Ganu, you know how best to reach us. You can use our systems. I just totally zoned out about something else, so I was gone. But like I was caught between birds and just being able to talk to the fucking plants and they'll communicate.
Sure.
We can discuss it. Whatever you want it to be, it
I've
can
used
be.
this spell before.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be sending, but it can be just like talking and shit.
Well,
Oh.
there's the spell where you can tell a small creature.
Yeah, you can do that shit.
It could be like
Okay.
the whole forest is one organism, and you talk to through the
Basically.
trees, you know, like...
Basically.
Do I need to have
I
that
do.
prepared?
I have my circlet,
Yeah,
my
keep it prepared
circlet
just
of the
in case.
avian.
Sure.
Yep, and you can do that. Yep. Excuse me.
Do I have it any?
So all those are something to keep in mind.
Yeah, I can
Um,
cast Animal Messenger and speak with animals
Perfect.
for any
Oh,
avian
perfect.
beasts.
So I'll let you do that then, because I don't think I have it prepared anymore.
It's an at-will spellcasting too. If I've got the
Oh,
circle on. So.
Easy.
Yeah,
He's more wizardy than I am.
I used to have it, but I think I replaced it at some point because I wasn't.
Wow.
using it.
And we will come
Faith,
to
you're
you.
so powerful.
If you need aid, we will come. But we will send what we can. We have to protect our sick
No,
and our
of course.
wounded.
Yeah, well, let's see if we can get the rest of our people.
Faith, you're like a magical Swiss Army knife.
Got a lot of abilities.
You really do. It's
There's a
Why
classic
do they
handshake
call it
between
that?
your
What is the
tribesmen.
Swiss Army.
uh,
I
It's-
I have a new
Sword
trick
and
that
mirror
I'm
army knife.
yeah, it's
have
that.
I have a new trick that I'm really excited to show you all when it comes to a moment.
Sorry, it's an alternate pronunciation of Sword and Mirror.
Ah, okay.
I didn't catch it.
All right.
Swiss army knife. Sword and mirror army
So
knife.
we set out to the
Yeah.
northward.
All right.
So how long
Northward.
would the walk be to Crow Ridge?
A walk
Yeah.
would probably be a day. You guys can easily
so-
like fly in hours.
Well, okay.
all the way to Crow Ridge or to the lake before Crow Ridge.
Like till we can see the enemy.
Okay, then yeah, like give it like 5 hours of flying and you can get there.
Okay.
Now, I will. offer a
What we could do is, if we know how a safe distance, I could teleport us.
If you can get me with so that the entirety of the city is within 3 miles of our place, I can potentially pull some information from nature.
Okay.
Would the best then be like teleporting to? Well, how many of the trees are burnt? We don't really know, but somewhere near the lake.
Are all the
like on
trees
the
burned
east or
around
west side
Crowbridge?
of the lake.
You
They're
bet.
all burned. They're all burned. Okay. I mean, well, that's the thing. I could like teleport us as close as we can get to save some time.
Sure.
I'm able to make a 300-foot area around the camp at Crowwood Ridge look however we need it to look.
As your DM right now, I mean, like, this is hilarious. This feels like a fucking meme. This feels like I'm in a level 3 XP to level 3 video right now. And everyone is just telling me all this insane shit. It is fucking ridiculous.
I can summon a powerful arcane magic do
I can cast
30 feet sphere.
I can channel the most powerful magics in existence and wish our problems away.
Yeah. Is that fun? Is this fun? Is this the point? Okay. Yeah, you can do it, but do you want
Well, we're just trying to get, but like, okay.
No, but the tree thing is totally fine. Like, no, it started. Like,
Yeah.
I took an account for Ganu. Again, part of, like, the mechanics and why are they burning the forest also helps stifle some of the powers of the druids and everything. And I was just like, you too? What the fuck is happening? Do you read our character sheets? It's like, you fucking, what was it? It's like 100 levels between all of you at this point. Fuck off. Actually, it's like 60 something at this point. You're like, I don't fuck.
Okay.
13 times 5 is so much. That's such a big number.
Okay.
Is that like 65? Are you crazy? It's too many.
If we can't get close by teleporting or by walking, I can create hallucinatory terrain, and we could just fly right in and dive bomb when we're ready to strike.
I say we try to teleport as close to the lake as we can. Look to see if we can see
Well,
anything
yeah,
across
so-
it, and move from there.
Vorath, can you tell me how far the fire, or like where are the closest living trees to Crow Ridge, and I can teleport my group there?
He brings over a map and he warns, inside the lake, what we once had as friends are no longer friendly to us. They have done something to make many of our serpentine friends quite rage-filled. It is, we've tried to reason with them, and for fear of harming them, we have completely disengaged. So be careful. I do not doubt that you will do what is right, but they have become quite vicious. And we didn't have the resources to try and fight that and Crow Ridge at the same time.
Okay, well, so
But the closest trees, I'll say, is like, see, right about there.
Wow.
This is all like burned. Like we get a quarter of all the trees are burned here, and everything around here is burned.
So it's the eastern front. That's
But
really
this is
taking the brunt.
all still okay, and your clan, your tribe is slowly being pushed all the way back this way.
So we can get to like the western center shore of the lake.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I would
like,
say
okay.
so. Probably you could get about there. Yeah, definitely. A little less, because I know they're burning around here too purposely to prevent teleporting. So probably right there, about
Right where the
west.
U or M.
Yeah, I'll give you that.
Okay.
You persuaded me, look. You're just your face. I can't say no to the efforts being.
okay. I know the place.
Off we go then.
All right. Let's try to avoid the our former allies in the lake and try to get straight into Crow Ridge if we can.
Yeah, who exactly are they? Just so we know what to look like, what to look for.
They look like long serpentine leviathan creatures. They're dwellers and keepers of the lake and guardians of Crow Ridge. They turned on us, and that's how some of us were captured and caught off guard. These have been our allies for ages. It is quite troubling that they would turn on us like that. It must be the means of some magic that is corrupting their minds.
It's possible. All right, is everyone ready?
Believe
So-
so.
Oh,
Right?
before we head out,
She has to shop. So Faith actually begins looking through the area.
It goes
And
to
as
this
she
thing,
starts
excuse
seeing
me, do you
these
have any
com-
ritual spells?
Yeah.
we
It's
have
looking-
all the ritual spells already. I just need time to write them down.
As you're going through the camp, you hear hey you, stranger.
I look around. Fucking Bob and the Goblin.
It's not Bob and the Goblin,
Oh,
but you
okay.
see set up off in the forest, like as you come over and you push open the leaves, you see an individual in all sorts of wraps. It's fucking hot as shit here in the jungle. Has a little wooden table set up and it's got a whole bunch of shit laid out on it, and their face is completely obscured. They have cloth all around. Everything is nondescript, and they got a gigantic fucking bag, just like Bob and the Goblin.
But it's not Bob and the Goblin.
I'm like, I've just moved the leaves away, and
Yep.
I'm like, I close it, I look behind me to see if anybody's nearby, and like,
Nope.
I look again, is it still there?
Howdy, stranger. You have done something pretty special there. You released a dragon god, no? Your group?
Yes?
You've caught some important eyes. I am
Oh, God.
of a wonderful cavalcade of personalities. And we're always where we're needed. And I think you're in need of something. See what new services I have to offer.
In the background, you
Oh
hear,
Lord.
hey, why do you always do this?
I will wander towards the guy and inspect his wares.
All right.
It's a mimic. It's a merchant mimic.
Oh yeah.
So this one would be. Give me 1 second.
Bro, that would be a genius play if you
While
ever did
this is
that.
happening, I will be discussing with Anne Firth, warlock stuff
Yeah.
Mm,
because of my hex, and I want to know if I can do anything else.
As
Like,
an
I'm thinking
as an
maybe, like-
FYI for impending combat next session, Luke, you do have a dire wolf.
yeah, but it's in storage.
It's in storage.
Fine by me. Fucking fine by me.
What an incredible response.
I remember leaving it at like the apartment or something, like Show's apartment or something.
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
that sounds about right.
I do think you did.
It doesn't teleport, so it's just hanging
It's just
out.
there.
And it's magical, so I don't think it needs to eat.
I hope
Oh.
it doesn't need to eat.
I hope it
Like,
doesn't.
it's just like gradually, like people are just like disappearing off the
Yeah.
streets.
We thought it was the Crimson Rose. The disappointing people was your damn direwolf.
The beast of Last Star.
All right.
That's why they call it Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
for
You
Firth and his
look like
dog.
a spell slinger yourself. I got all sorts of spells and scrolls. Also, vehicles for purchase, and any favors you might need done. Take a look. So, he's got a lot of shit. He's got a lot of shit. But there are no weapons with this one or DPS. There is no mythical crazy bullshit that Bobbin has. And there's other things I won't get into yet. You're starting to realize new mechanics are being introduced to this game.
Oh, the mechanics.
What are you
I
looking
know.
for?
Just before we get into it, we had a very brief run-in with an entity who didn't really trade with currency. He traded in alternate means, is the way the best way to describe it.
Yes, Bob intends to do that.
Okay. Is that the same here?
I will accept that currency if you want, but I deal in coin and gemstones.
Okay.
Oh, that's
But
good.
I can use any of those to then barter with Bobbin. It's a pretty good service. And if you do enough deals with us, you'll get a chance to see our premium sales and meet our best merchant.
If
Okay.
you buy 5 items, you get 1 free spin at the legendary wheel.
I love that.
You wish.
Yeah, I'll take a look at some, I guess, scrolls for the moment.
All right. Got some rare things, stranger. Can't fucking help it. He's here. We have a scroll of astral projection, a scroll of hold person, scroll of mass heal, scroll of mass polymorph. That one's a kicker. Scroll of meld into stone, a scroll of psychic scream, a scroll of resurrection, a scroll of vengeance, scroll of sunbeam, and a scroll of word of recall. Those are some of our scrolls. I have potions. How about favors? I have a bounty here. You can call upon our bounty hunter service to hunt down an individual. I have other services available.
But
And now hold on.
is there a
Everybody
Just
was
wait
just
a
kept
minute.
skipping by stuff. Oh,
Is
this
there
is
a
boring. I don't want any part of this.
Is there a specific bounty hunter that you utilize?
Oh, we have a wide variety of bounty hunters at our services.
What price do you charge if you have relations with the bounty hunter? I try to describe like his general appearance.
You start to, and he's just like, oh, the bounty hunter. Yes, I'm Fixer.
Okay.
What does that mean?
Yes, no, I deal often with the bounty hunter. There are many others, though, we deal with. Some cost a pretty penny more. He is my number one bounty hunter, thus the name.
The bounty hunter.
What would it cost to utilize his services to recover an individual?
Recover an individual. Well, that's interesting.
And
Normally
keep them
he
alive.
deals in souls. Typically is what he likes in payment, but I can convert money into souls.
You're gonna do that, buddy?
I'm sorry, what?
Faith is all alone in a drug alley right now. You guys are fucking terrible
Hey,
friends.
you know, Ganu, I'd
you are
love to help
fucking
you.
garbage friends.
What do you mean? You walked away from us.
Annabeth is calling out. Ganu, I'd love
I have to
help
pee
you, but
again.
I
I'll be
can't
right back.
find her.
Okay.
Mother is
Wait,
going
wait.
to kill me.
I chat with her nightly. She's
go-
fine.
Yeah, until you don't, and then she kills me.
Yes, but is there any can I attack somebody? Can I throw energy at him?
Even like this, and I just shoot Eldritch Blast.
Ooh.
Just that one.
Eldritch Blast.
Do you have to do anything? Do you think about anything when you do that?
I just kind of look at the thing and I put my hand out and I think, bam, 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 and it just works.
Okay.
It's like the Flintstones.
And I'll wait for Ree to decide whether it works, but I have Eldritch Blast, so it should. But I will be like, okay, bam, bam, bam. And then I'll...
Oh, okay. I love that. It's adorable.
Bam, bam, bam.
Who's got ranged options? He's a threat.
Oh, he been a threat.
So,
That
so
meteor
Ree,
blade.
Yep.
Anna first described to me that he thinks saying bam, bam, bam when he wants to cast Eldritch Blast, so I try it.
That's what I come back to?
Yeah.
As you cast bam, bam, bam for your Eldritch Blast, the first two don't happen, and then I'd say the last one comes out like a Hell Fury and explodes into a tree, putting a big dent into the tree.
Well, you're not
Oops.
supposed to hurt the tree.
That's okay.
thought you were,
I'm on
like-
it. I'll use like Druidcraft to like.
Faith,
Start
you
with
hear
the
you can
rocker.
smell ozone and explosions going off behind you. Not loud, but they
Yeah.
you know an Eldritch Blast when you hear one.
I have a desire to recover and for an ally to heal up one a la Blaze.
Interesting, stranger. I also have glowstone for sale. I feel like you may have graced over that before you enlist in the services of the bounty hunter, because that would be just about as expensive.
I mean, I am curious what your prices on that glowstone is.
50,000 a glowstone.
Okay.
To use
For
the
now.
bounty hunter to get a la Blaze would cost about 100,000 gold pieces.
That's affordable.
Okay. I can afford like 2,000 right now.
There's still things you can buy.
What's closer in that range? Maybe potions?
No, my colleague Goo sells potions. I don't have any of those. But the Scroll of Word Recall, Sunbeam, Resurrection, those are within the 2,000 range. Or I could give you a temporary discount, first-time buyers. For repeat buyers. Meld into stone, whole person. All those are a bit more affordable. The more expensive scrolls run around 21,000 gold pieces.
Okay. Okay.
Got lots of rare items on sale today, stranger. I love him.
I am curious for the
shit.
whole.
I don't give a shit. He's mine. I don't give a shit.
I think I would be curious for the hold person.
Scroll of whole person, that's 240 gold pieces.
Okay. I can
But
afford
damn.
that.
Making quite a reputation for yourself, this lot. You go by the wayward crew, do you?
Yes.
Keep doing the work you're doing. The right eyes are taking notice.
Thank you. As I hand over 24 platinum.
Yep. He pockets it, and he hands over a scroll.
Okay. I will inspect it to make sure it is a scroll of hold person.
Absolutely.
Okay.
It's some of the best penmanship and best paper you've seen. This is top of the line shit.
Okay. Okay.
In the background, you hear Annifirth talking to Ganu. I think this one might actually fit your style. And he takes his flail and he goes, boom, boom. He's a booming blade.
It's explosions back there. The other Goliaths would definitely be joining in the fun. Everyone's enjoying this as the sun is rising, as Faith is dealing drugs.
But that glowstone, though,
Okay. And then
I need it.
you said something about vehicles? What is... I'm just curious.
Oh, yes. I have a variety of vehicles that are available. I sell all sorts of car trains or the rail systems, flying vehicles if you need to go from place to place, boats, transportation, ships, sails, what you need, I can procure.
I don't think I can afford that at this time, but I am curious to see you again if that's possible.
Oh, we'll be seeing each other, strangers.
Oh, Lord.
That's okay.
He wants our money!
He reaches over and gives you a coin. This is a special coin. On it is the symbology of the, let me just see if I named them. What?
goblin.
The hidden traders.
The order of the give us your money.
The order of capitalism.
I'm just gonna have it as we are often referred to as. Oh no, I did have. Oh, that's what it was. You see the symbology of the paupers. That's what I called them. We're just a humble group of traders trying to help those in need in their times of need. That coin there, if you flip it and let it land on the ground, one of our members will be of service to you. It's not necessarily going to be me, but if you ever want me again, he takes out another coin and you see his very likeness on that coin, you can use this. Flip that and I will be around of service. You will have a chance to get any of the other merchants with that other coin or even me.
What was his name again?
I'm the fixer.
The fixer. Coin of the fixer. All right. Well, I appreciate your assistance.
Before you leave, though, there's other services here for favors, not just a bounty on somebody. Information do you need? Spying do you need? These things are all available for a price. These are services, the negotiations between us, stranger.
I will join in the casting of the booming blades. But it's funny because like both Show and Tal are doing it, so it's like
Oh, jeez.
We're just- I'm just sparring with my simulacrum right now.
You're doing show and tell for Ganu.
Yes, exactly.
Do you have a way? Do you think you might be able to get some information on the state of Ishaya and their power source?
A little more specific there, but I absolutely do.
And if possible, what specifically is damaged and what might be necessary to repair it?
That information will cost about 3,000 gold pieces.
Bro, can we just buy our way to finishing the campaign? I think.
You gotta get the favors guy, dude.
That will cost about 500,000. So Ganu, I really think you could make use of this one. You know,
I will offer him a +1 short sword and 4 gems that are a total of 1,000 GP.
Again, you should try green. This one. And just see like the green flames on the.
A fair trade. As he takes those out,
Although
and you see him unwind a contract, and he signs on one side, but he signs it upside down, but then it's vertically right for you. So he signs it perfectly that way across the table.
I will spend some time inspecting the contract
Yes.
to make sure there's no dangerous loopholes.
Go ahead and make an
against
insight
me.
check.
Faye's signing her soul away again.
What she does best.
14.
14.
Classic warlock.
Honestly, you're a
Yeah,
little
yeah.
overwhelmed by this contract because it's like really harsh against the fixer if they fuck you over in any way. These seem to be really specialized contracts. But that's not to mean there's some words in here you are totally unaware of. You have no idea what the fuck they mean.
All right, I will sign the contract.
As soon as you sign it, it rolls up and appears in his hand. He goes, You'll have your information given to you in the next 24 hours.
What the fuck kind of organization is this? They can just get whatever they want in a day?
Thank you for your service.
Thank you for your business. Don't die out there now. Take care.
What I was intending to do was to try and locate a sapling that I could store.
What a smart idea.
I was gonna suggest that before we forgot.
Yeah, there's a
Before we
sapling.
get into it,
Yeah.
yeah. Basically, so like
Yes.
you see me like it's a little heavy for me, but I'm like dragging just like a small sapling back, and I'm just like, all right, give me a moment, and then I will, over the course of 10 minutes, I will set out these 5 pieces of amber and do a ritual to cast Vault of Amber and store the sapling.
Perfect. Guys, Faith comes back after like 45 minutes. Like, you guys were supposed to leave so long ago, but you see that stupid tree, and you're just like, oh my god, she's so weak.
See, I just imagine
Where
that
did you
we're,
get a
we're trying
tree?
to.
There's trees all around.
I imagine we're trying to teach Ganu how to use Booming Blade this whole time,
Yeah.
and
Yep.
you're much better at it than Annifirth is. But Annifirth has that natural way that he does this. I don't think Ganu's gonna learn it your way. It's just not natural.
What are you trying to say?
You're really good, and I look at how you do it, and I really admire it. But it's just feels practiced, you know.
Well, it was.
And that's the problem.
What's wrong with practice?
Ganu, you know what I'm talking about, right?
I mean, the other ones have just come to me, so yeah.
Okay. Good luck.
Show is surrounded by barbarians. This is Rumble. I'm used to this.
Yeah.
Imagine
All right.
going to learn to use magic. Wild.
Excuse me?
Imagine going to college to learn magic.
I didn't just go to learn magic. I knew it before I went to college.
Show is realizing he's surrounded by barbarians. Barbarians.
No. The show is realizing he got scammed out of an education.
All right. So
Wait, so you're saying my thesis in magical studies only lets me go back to the college? No!
what do you guys want to do?
I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
Been ready for 45 minutes.
I got a sapling.
Perfect. So we have payment.
Where did
when we
you
get
get
back.
a sapling?
We're in a forest. I just had to find a small one, and
Alright, fair enough.
it took me a little bit because it was literally like dirt balls still on the bottom. Like Faith on her own had to rip it out of the ground.
You could have asked for help.
There was definitely no other way that could have happened.
We have
I
able
think we made
bodies.
the right decision.
I'm like a little bit huffy. My hands are covered in dirt.
I mean, I appreciate the hard work. Very cool.
Let's get going.
All right. Yeah. Good work. Awesome. We have payment now. That's good. Don't want to piss off a dragon.
What?
We have to pay the dragon,
Yeah.
Tree dragon.
the tree dragon. We
You
don't
were-
want to piss him off.
Were you there? I thought you
He
were.
let us use his tree to teleport here.
I may
I-
have been.
He was in
Yeah,
his meeting at the
meeting,
time.
yeah,
His
you
the
know.
very end.
Yeah, I was
No,
gonna
it's
say.
yours.
Yes. So he asked for a sapling. So bringing that back.
Oh, okay. That's fair.
You all ready?
We are.
Hey, let's go.
I don't know exactly what we're gonna find over there, but we have to save my people.
With the ready?
Yeah.
All right. I go find a decent-sized tree.
And as you cast a spell, you guys walk through and find yourself on the west side of the lake that borders Crow Ridge. As you guys come out, it is the last tree in rows of just burnt and logged. It is horrifying to see this tropical forest completely logged. This is deforestation 101. It looks just horrid in terms of the soil is already dead. The ground has been just poisoned. And the Crow Ridge itself. You can see this overgrowth and ruins a bit in the background, probably again an hour's fly away. There seems to be bits of movement and people far off in the distance as you guys will approach Crow Ridge next session. You can even see though some of even the serpentine creatures at the top of the lake, the Ethereum lake here, as they come up and down into the waterbed. Just the size of this, creature is monstrous. And that's where we'll end tonight's session, unless anybody wants to do anything else.
How close are we to the lake before we?
Let's say, I mean, you can walk to it in a minute. It's close.
Okay. Yeah.
But
I
you're
just
not
wanted to
on
make sure
top
we
of
weren't,
it,
like,
just for the
on
sake of they're not
shore.
going to
Yeah,
yuck
that's
you.
what I was
Okay, then yeah. No.
ready to prepare for. So
Yes. No, I'm not going to yuck you in at the beginning of the session unless you throw some rocks in there.
Do not disturb the water.
We tap the sign. All right. All right. That's where we'll end tonight's session.